With the first pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select...
Welcome. My name is Terrell Foster, but everybody I know calls me TuTu. I'm looking to put my name in the 2011 NBA Draft next year, but for right now, I'm about to start my freshman year at Davidson University. I'm a 7'1" freshman, and a top 10 high school prospect out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and my NBA goals are right in front of me. November 15th, 2010, my college debut. We're going against Duke University, who had the #1 overall high school prospect in my class of 2010, aka Kyrie out of New Jersey. One thing I know about this dude, he's flashy, he can get to the basket, and got a crazy handle. But he's the point guard, and being that I'm a center, my responsibility isn't to worry about what he does. I gotta clear my territory, mark my ground, and stand tall. Early on in the game, Kyrie was cooking our backcourt. He was getting to the basket with ease, and there's really nothing I could do about it. The crazy thing is, I could have signed to Duke myself. They gave me a scholarship offer. I wanted to go to Davidson and be different, but early on in my first game, it looked like I was regretting it. This dude was a maestro with the basketball, and to think, me and him could have been on the same basketball team this year, and the college world wouldn't know what to do with us. But for now, I gotta sit back and enjoy the Kyrie experience in game 1. And as for my team, shoot, we are a smaller school, so there wasn't much expectations. Matter of fact, we weren't even close to being in the top 25 rankings. So this game was like a scrimmage for Duke, but it was an exhibition for me to show off my skill set. If y'all didn't know, I like to stretch the floor. See, I'm not a traditional big, but I'm not alone this season. Got a guy named Rajon Edwards. And see, he was a part of that team on Davidson that Steph Curry took to the Elite Eight. But he was just a freshman and didn't play much. But this season, the coaching staff is looking at him to be our leader. Tonight, and in this game, it wasn't much to be said about us, bruh. We were getting cooked and tortured by #1 in white and blue. The leading Blue Devil went over 30 on us in his debut. And it was clear cut that he was probably the favorite to be the #1 overall pick this year. But I didn't care much about that. See, I was going to play my game no matter who was doing what at the guard position. And that's the beauty about being the biggest dude on the court, knowing nobody can really stop you. I was doing whatever it took to get active on the offensive end, whether that's setting screens or ducking in for easy dunks. And as far as my game 1 debut, I feel like I played solid. And between me and Rajon Edwards, I felt like our future was bright on his team. Matter of fact, coach made the smart decision to put Rajon Edwards on Kyrie in the second half. While the game was already out of proportion, it got a chance for Rajon to show off his skill set. My man could play defense and offense. And the way the NBA might be changing, I felt like that could be valuable. And he locked up Kyrie on this possession here. And on offense, he kept the same attack mentality. He gave it right back to Kyrie to pull up mid-range, bucket. And despite the loss, me and Rajon showed out. And with a lot of scouts in attendance to see me and Kyrie duel it out, my boy Rajon might have stole the show. But as for me, I played solid enough, and they got to thinking, me and Rajon could be a scary duo coming up. But our non-conference schedule was brutal. December 2nd, 2010, another big non-conference game against one of the best teams in the nation. And I'm here to tell y'all, there might not be a better backcourt in the NCAA than Kemba Walker and Jeremy Lamb. This dude Kemba Walker had a crazy handle out of New York. And in this senior season, he was looking to do nothing less but take this Huskies team to the national championship. And with running mate Jeremy Lamb along his side, shoot, they look good to me. But I ain't here to big them up. We got a game to play. And early on, them two was taking it to our backcourt per usual. See, me and Rajon were more in the front court, so we had no control over that. They decided to put Jeremy Lamb on Rajon Edwards in this game. And Rajon took full advantage. Not early on though. For me, that's where I came in. I was cleaning up boards, getting to the basket, and it's one thing I realized this season. There wasn't really much 7-footers out there in the college world, so I really had no excuse. But as for Rajon and our backcourt, man, Jeremy and Kemba taking it to us early. And UConn got out to a big lead, and once again, showed the difference in levels. And as for me, I was tired out there. Look, I wasn't the greatest rebounder. All I could do was hope that my guards give me the ball inside the basket. Whenever they turned the ball over, it just made easy transition buckets for their guards. The game got so out of hand that they missed a alley-oop dunk, but it bounced in. Just our luck, huh? This man Kemba Walker was slicing and dicing all the way to the basket, all first half and the beginning of the second half. So much so, he was catering to the crowd. This man even hit a Harlem Shake mid-game. There was nothing I could do about it. This man was just dancing all over us, figuratively and literally. As for him and Jay Lamb, they looked to be a crazy duo throughout the rest of the season. But for us, we were just trying to get our footing together. And Rajon finally got it going in the second half. And while he didn't have a 20-point game, he hit the boards, got steals, and got assists. As for me, I had a solid out of myself. I figured we just got to keep at it. Find a way. I knew when we get to the conference, the wins will come. But later on that day, we got back to the dormitory and turned on the biggest game, arguably in the last decade. LeBron James turns to Cleveland. And see, earlier in the summer, he made the big decision, announcing his departure to go to the Miami Heat, and had everybody shocked, including me. And the fans didn't know how to react. So what they do? They turned on him. And tonight, it's crazy. This man LeBron was torching Cleveland all night, giving it to him. Man, Cleveland looked lost out there. And there was no doubt that Cleveland was in the running for the number 1 overall pick this upcoming draft. Thanks to LeBron James, Cleveland looks to rebuild going forward. And I could be a part of that rebuild potentially, as I'm projected to be a top 5 pick this year. It's a long season ahead, and I'm trying to go 1. At this point in the season, safe to say we found our footing. Me and Rajon have slowly started to become a dynamic duo here at Davidson. And look, we not world beaters by any means or stretch of imagination. This man Rajon was way better than I thought when I had committed to here. Shoot, I thought I was finna be the man at bounce. But Rajon taught me a lot about the game. He got me setting screens and learning what it's like to play off of a star offensive player. And for me, I don't need much time on the ball. All I need is a guard that can get it to me. And on defense, shoot, I already know what I do with the blocks. And coach has allowed me the freedom to be able to move the ball myself. And me and Rajon became a well-oiled machine, been in sync. I don't even have to call for the ball when he got the ball. I know he's gonna get a bucket or he's gonna make the best decision offensively. And look, I'm not perfect. My post-up game is far from elite. Matter of fact, in addition to my post-up game being weak, my free throw game was even worse. I was looking like Shaq at the free throw line out there. And I knew if I wanted to have a long-lasting NBA career, I gotta show the scouts that I'm different in aspects that other bigs aren't. And for me, that was in ball handling and vision, not to mention my stroke. I wasn't perfect from the three-point line by any stretch of the imagination, but I was definitely the best big three-point shooter in the NCAA. The main problem I face is knowing when to stop shooting them. The NBA, the bigs are on the block, so I don't know if the scouts are really going to be impressed with my shot making, but I was going to do it regardless. Because why? I got it in my bag, and I know when the bread needs to be buttered, I get right underneath that rim and score with ease. And speaking of scoring with ease, this man Rajon was looking crazy. Matter of fact, this game against Auburn, he went for over 25 points in a career-high night, 2 steals and 4 assists. And as for me, I had a career night high as well, 24, 4 blocks. And me and Rajon had this team rolling. So much so that as we cruised through the conference, it was looking like we were going to be a dangerous dark horse come NCAA tournament time. This man Rajon was in his duffel bag offensively. I'm talking about running over defenders. He had a vertical, he had a jump shot, and he had straps. Hey, it was only a matter of time before the scouts started looking at him as a potential lottery pick, not just me. And if he didn't have it going offensively, hey, y'all know what to call. 22 in black and red. And almost every night, I had a mismatch on me, especially when they got the switch. Mouse in the house to the extreme level. While my post-up game was far from elite, my face-up game made up for it. And I felt like I could be different going into the league. My screen setting ability, my offensive ability, it helped make up for my lack of rebounding and my poor free throw shooting, hopefully. And with my ability to pin shots off the glass, I felt like my game was slowly but surely making myself a top 5 pick. Now scratch that. Top 3 pick. Did y'all see that mid-range shot? In transition, I told y'all coach let me have freedom of vision. And between me and Rajon, we had Davidson looking like a Power 5 school. And you wouldn't believe it, we had NBA scouts showing up on the road to watch us. Between me and Raj, felt like the sky was the limit. I was just so excited, not only for myself, for a guy like him that stayed true to the school. And now, look at him. Career high nights of 27, even got passing involved. And as for me, I feel like I'm just improving my draft stock game by game. And I notched my first career double-double. And I know I'm 7 foot with a lack of rebound in the building. But I'm only getting better. You would be a fool not to take me top 3 pick. At least that's what I'm telling myself night in, night out. As we approach the end of January, the mock drafts were heating up. This man Rajon skyrocketed from nowhere to be found all the way to a lottery pick. They had him going to the Warriors to team up with his old teammate Steph Curry. And as for me, I was slowly rising up to that top 3. Matter of fact, they had the Cavs picking me. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Me and Kyrie on the same basketball team? Just like we should have been in college? The future's so close I can almost taste it. February 2nd, 2011. Day I wouldn't forget. It was a normal game here at Western Carolina University. In-state rivalry. Rajon, as usual, was sparking up. And as for me, I was about to get comfortable till a fateful event happened. I was going up for a routine layup, and number 33 on Western Carolina decided to do a dirty foul, pulling down on my shoulder as I was going up full force. And I experienced the injury I never felt at this point in my life. A sharp shoulder pain in my right shoulder had me moving stiff. Somehow the adrenaline took over. I tried to attempt the free throw. As soon as I went up for the release, I felt all that pain shoot up my right shoulder, and it was over with. Tears were being held back as I was jogging back to the bench. I didn't need a doctor to tell me my season was over with. But then and still, I found out it was a partially torn rotator cuff on my right shoulder. It would keep me sidelined for 3 to 4 months, which unfortunately meant not only my season was over, but I couldn't even compete in the draft combine, which meant I had nothing else left to show scouts leading up to the draft. And just like that, my dreams took a dark turn. I had to watch as my draft stock plummeted. I went from as high as top 3 to barely hanging on in the lottery. Scouts were concerned with my size and my injury likeliness heading into the league. And on the flip side, my boy Rajon skyrocketed as the season closed. He even got as high as number 8 on some mock drafts. Crazy turn of events, right? But who am I to be upset or complain? At the end of the day, I gave it my all at the college level. Look, my numbers may not be insane, but 3 blocks? Come on now. And as my injury slowly started to heal, David Stern invited me to the green room on draft night. My agent informed me my stock is anywhere from the top 5 to number 20. So it was going to be a long night of waiting. But here lies my NBA dreams.
With the first pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Kyrie Irving from Duke.
No surprises here. Kyrie was the number 1 overall draft pick. And with 2 and 3 off the board, I still had slight hope that the Cleveland Cavs would make the right decision and choose me.
The 4th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Tristan Thompson from Toronto, Canada, and the University of Texas.
Cavs decided to go with big man Tristan Thompson instead of me. And to make matters worse, the Raptors chose a big man out of the country. And the pit in my stomach started to grow bigger and bigger as the time went along. But with the number 6 pick, I was in for a surprise.
With the 6th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select
Rajon Edwards Davidson. In a crazy twist of events, my boy Rajon went top 6. He went where I was projected to go. And while I was excited for my boy, I was sitting in the green room wondering when my name would get called. Then my hometown was up for a pick.
With the 9th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Kemba Walker from the University of Connecticut.
Wow. I saw Kemba Walker, national champion, go to my hometown. Then my agent leaned in and said, watch out for Golden State at 11.
With the 11th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Klay Thompson from Washington State University.
Who? Man, I never even heard of this dude, but apparently he's the son of former number 1 overall pick Michael Thompson. And the Warriors got their guy. And just as I was sad, my agent leaned over and told me, watch out for the Pacers at number 15. I promise you this time.
With the 15th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Indiana Pacers select Kawhi Leonard from San Diego State University.
Just like that, out the lottery, my dreams are slowly starting to unravel. After my agent done lied to me about 3 times already, I sat there embarrassed not knowing who to believe. But just as I was giving up on hope,
with the 18th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select
Terrell Davidson. I went 18th to the Washington Wizards. And while I was down and out, at the end of the day, I got drafted with my brother. Me and Rajan are both going to DC. At the beginning of the season, you would have thought at least me going 6th and him going 18th, but the roles reversed. But it doesn't matter. The destination is still the same. As the decade just turned, I got a chance to be a part of some new history. With a league filled with great bigs, here I come. Only thing left to say, welcome to 2011.